coming to see me?
Yeah. Thanks for talking to me.
Sure, yeah. I don't know if we should be doing this.
What? Talking to each other? Why can't we talk to each other? We're friends.
You know, this goes way beyond friendship, Liza. You know that.
Yeah, of course I do. It's just that, we've always been able to work things out. Whenever you wanted to see Colby, I've always let you. There wasn't once that I kept her from you when you wanted to see her. In fact, even after you began proceedings against me, I let Colby see you because she should have been there for your wedding.
I know. I appreciate that.
Why does it have to get to this? I mean, my God, Jake. A custody battle? And that's what parents do who hate each other. And I want you to be her father, always. But once this hearing starts, there is no turning back.
What does you want from me?
I want us to be able to work this out so it doesn't go to court. And we should be able to do that. We've always been able to work things out. We've always been able to work together and to be friends.
Maybe there is something then.
There's something, then what is it? Because I can't lose Colby. I can't, Jake.
I need you to answer me one question, truthfully. I want you to be completely honest with me. Can you do that?
Honestly? What do you want to ask me?
I miss our friendship, too. And I never, ever wanted to come to this, Liza. So, I'll drop the suit. I'll do that, and we can work out a custody arrangement. If you can honestly tell me Adam will never be a part of Colby's life, can you do that?
Liza, you know me better than anyone else alive. And you know there's no way on earth that I would accept your terms. Not without a shotgun to my head. So, go ahead, put me in prison. But I will never give up my rights to my daughter.
That's what I thought. Adam has no respect for boundaries. And if you continue living with him, the law is the only way that I can prevent Adam from taking over Colby's life. That's why I'm doing this, to protect her. That's what it always comes down to.
So you would take her away from her mother? She needs me. Jake, I need her.
If I win custody, Liza, you can see her whenever you want. I promise you that. As long as Adam's not in the picture. And if you leave him, then fine. We can sit down and work out a new custody arrangement. But I want her to know her mother, but she can't live with you. I'm sorry if that hurts you. But she's going to be much better off being raised to Martin.
Where have you been?
Where is she?
She's in the parlor. With me.
Hi, my baby.
I was worried to death about you. The hearing is going to start any minute. Jack and your mother already left. We should have left 20 minutes ago.
I just wanted to see her one more time. Special.
You're not going to lose her, Liza. If the truth has to come out, then let it come out. But you're not going to lose Colby. And we'll still be a family. And I know you're angry. And I also know you're scared, and I want you to know that no one is going to hurt Colby or you. I love you both.
I'm gonna go find the nanny.
Well, Marion, where the hell are they?
I don't know. Doesn't look good, does it? I mean, Martin's are taking up half the courtroom. Liza isn't even here yet. And until Stewart gets here, I'm the only one showing support.
Well, they better show up, and I mean soon. Because Judge Mayo does not like to be kept waiting.
What do you suppose Liza and Adam are?
I was just wondering the same thing myself.
You don't think they did anything stupid, do you?
Let's hope not.
All rise. These proceedings are now in session. The Honorable Judge Irene Mayo presiding.
Please take your seats. The point of this hearing is simple: to determine whether it is in the best interests of the minor child, Colby Marion Martin, that her father be granted full custody or her mother retain it. Dr. Martin, you're the child's father.
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
And the child's mother, is she here?
Your Honor, my client is en route. I'm sure she'll be here in just a few moments. If I could ask for just another couple of minutes delay,
Mr. Montgomery, we've already begun.
Yes.
Dr. Martin, please explain to me why I should take the baby from her mother's home.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm not here to condemn Liza or take her child away from her. I think she's a wonderful mother, a wonderful, loving mother. And I want them to have a strong relationship. In fact, Liza and I, we are good friends, and we both want what's best for our daughter.
And that's to live with you?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. I see things very clearly now. Before my daughter was born, I was dedicated to my career, and well, I still am dedicated to my career, but I didn't really have any sense of personal purpose, for lack of a better word, in my life. But now that she's here, she's opened up my life, she's opened up my heart, and I just want to be able to give her back the best life that I can. You know, in the best environment that I can. I just want to be a good father.
I'm sorry.
Are you all right?
It's all right. Just sorry. Just get a little drink of water, darling. Just get a little drink of water. Excuse me. Just go.
Please continue.
Let me be very clear when I say that the only reason I'm here is to protect my daughter from harmful influences.
Children will be back in a moment here on ABC.
My child deserves a safe, loving, balanced home life, like any child. I just want her to be free to be herself. So I just want to offer her the best life I can with my family and me and my wife. This is what I have to offer, and I'm afraid to say, sorry to say, it's more than she'll get living with her mother.
Thank you, Dr. Martin.
Your Honor, as you can see, Liza Colby Chandler has arrived.
I'm so sorry that we're late, Your Honor.
This is your day in court, Mrs. Chandler. Ms. Colson, you may present your case now. Dr. Martin gave us a very lovely speech about the love for his daughter, but I've yet to hear a compelling reason why I should remove Colby from her mother's home.
Oh, there is a compelling reason, Your Honor, and he just walked in the door. Adam Chandler. My client believes Adam Chandler is a potentially harmful presence in Colby Martin's life, and we will produce witnesses who will support that claim. Dr. Martin has made it clear that he has no animosity toward the child's mother. This isn't about Liza Colby's love for her daughter or her mothering ability. My client is concerned about Liza's addictive relationship to Adam Chandler, a man who considers himself to be above the law, and Mr. Chandler's undue influence on both Liza and my client's daughter. Dr. Martin asks this court to remove his child from a toxic environment.
What a crock.
Your Honor, my client has a happy, stable home life, a loving wife, and a large family which, as you can see, is very supportive and close-knit. Now, my colleague, Mr. Montgomery, will attempt to present Liza and Adam Chandler as a loving couple. But in actuality, they are anything but. Their marriages have been fraught with volatility and distrust. Now, we will produce witnesses to support this allegation. If necessary, we will even produce a videotape with Adam apologizing for trying to steal his wife's television station.
That was Stuart.
Now, Liza stated that she would leave Adam afterward, but she went back to him. Divorce papers were even filed by Mrs. Chandler just prior to my client seeking custody. But once again, Mrs. Chandler went back to her husband. No matter what he does to her, she always goes back.
Jack, they're stacking up witnesses against us. We need some of our own.
You broke into David's files. That's against the law.
Yes, I know. But I'm asking you, I'm begging you as a parent to understand my predicament and let me go. Erica, what if this were Bianca? And some other woman, Barbara perhaps, was trying to take your place in your own child's life.
But she already did.
Well, then you can understand what my problem is, what I'm going through here. Can't you find it in your heart to help me on this? Colby is my flesh and blood. I love her more than anything else in this world. You can't take that away from me. Jack, call this witness.
I would strongly caution you against that, Adam.
I consider myself warned. Erica, it's Adam. I need you.
Adam, I'm in the middle of something very important.
Tell Hayward he can wait. I'm in court, fighting for my daughter.
What?
Jake Martin is trying to take Colby away from me.
But Jake isn't even her real father.
He doesn't know that. That's why I need your help. The entire Martin clan is here trying to convince the judge that Colby would be better off raised a Martin. I need somebody to speak on my behalf.
Well, Adam, what could I do?
You can come down here and tell them the truth about her parentage. Don't let them take her away from me. Don't let them take her away from Liza.
Well, Adam, I don't think that I can prevent that.
Just come down here and tell them the truth. Come down and we'll talk about it.
All right. I'll be right there.
You're not going to let Adam make you do his dirty work for him, are you?
Oh, don't worry. I can tell the difference between truth and lies.
Erica, wait a minute.
No, I'm going to the courtroom. But I'll see you later.
The tide is about to turn.
Well, I certainly hope you're right, Adam, because they're about to call Haley to the stand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Haley Vaughn.
Ms. Vaughn, are you Adam Chandler's daughter?
Yes.
Jake Martin wants custody of his daughter primarily to protect her from your father. Is he justified in his actions?
I couldn't say. I really don't know how to answer that.
Well, let me make this easier for you. As Adam Chandler's daughter, can you honestly say that Mr. Chandler is a good father?
Could you repeat the question?
It's not a difficult one. Would you say that Adam Chandler is a good father?
I know he thinks so.
But you don't.
You have to understand, I didn't know my father until I was a teenager. So, obviously, in those sorts of terms of what's a good father, he missed out on, you know, helping me with my homework, staying up with me if I was sick, that kind of stuff. But I can always turn to him for financial help or business advice.
Have you ever wished that Adam Chandler were not your father?
Well, he's always there for me, personally and professionally.
You're having a great deal of difficulty answering these yes or no questions. You were subpoenaed to be here today, weren't you?
Yes.
So is it fair to say that you would have preferred not to testify in this matter?
I just don't see what I can add.
Oh, how about this? Has Adam Chandler ever resorted to illegality in looking out for you?
I don't know what you mean.
Did he ever bribe a judge?
Can she do that? Can she bring it back?
Surely you can answer, Ms. Vaughn. Or are you trying to choose from the many criminal acts committed by Adam Chandler?
Objection, Your Honor. I would ask for a sidebar at this time, please.
Approach.
I was quite surprised to get your call. Are you saying that you're finally going public?
Yes. And I want you to be the one to let the truth out.
Adam, this has nothing to do with me. Liza's the one who should tell Jake that he's not really Colby's father.
But she won't. And I promised I wouldn't.
So that leaves me?
Erica, you owe me. I was the one who hid you in my house when the police were after you for kidnapping that child. I put up $1 million bond. I took full legal responsibility for it.
Okay. Might have known that you would keep score, Adam. All right. All right, so what is it exactly you want me to say?
Just come forward as an unbiased observer in the name of justice. That you heard this was going on, and you felt you needed to speak out.
We were afraid that Mateo's first wife would disappear with his son and that we would never see that little boy again. It was a very confusing time for all of us. Naturally, my father was concerned as to what would happen.
So your father thought nothing of inserting himself
What is going on, but Adam is up to something.
Or in
He
trying to
cannot,
take
no
the
matter
child
what,
away
put
from his
Erica on
mother?
his
I don't have any idea what Erica could possibly have to say that's germane to this case.
Can't let her talk. Bought off a judge so that you and Mateo Santos could gain full custody of his son.
Objection, Your Honor. This subject has absolutely nothing to do with the case at
It
hand.
goes to cause. My client is seeking custody precisely because of actions such as these. Mr. Chandler has no respect for the law.
Let's rein back the oratory, Miss Colson.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor. If the court wishes, I won't pursue the matter. We have plenty of other witnesses who will testify to Mr. Chandler's reprehensible moral character.
Your Honor,
There
for
is no need
Pete's
to
sake.
call any other witnesses. The judge you're referring to in that case was removed from the bench for numerous improprieties.
Including a bribe from your father.
If my father tried to influence a judge, and I'm not saying that he did, but if he did, it was out of love for me. And because he thought that's what I wanted. So, in an unconventional way, yes, Adam Chandler is a good father.
Do you regret having Adam Chandler as a father?
No, I do not.
Thank you, Miss Vaughn. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Any more from you, Miss Colson?
No, Your Honor.
You're excused.
I have to go. I have to go see Janet and Amanda.
Thank you. You okay?
Let's just get out of here.
Miss Colson, you may call your next witness.
We call Ms. Dixie Martin.
Adam never cared about me or my feelings. He wanted to have a child, and I happened to be around.
So, essentially, he used you as a broodmare.
Oh, objection, Your Honor. Counsel is putting words in the witness's mouth now.
Sustained, that statement will be struck.
Thank you.
Go on.
Well, essentially, he used me as a broodmare.
How old is Adam Jr. now?
He's, 12 years old. Would you like to know if he regrets being Adam Chandler's son?
Objection! Hearsay!
Sustained.
Mrs. Martin, have you had occasion to speak to your son about his father?
Yes, practically every day. I have seen my son confused and upset by his father's behavior. For my son's sake, I've had to explain away Adam's selfish, manipulative, controlling actions. Fortunately, our son is old enough to see for himself what kind of father, what kind of man Adam Chandler is.
Thank you, Mrs. Martin. I'm sure that everyone here appreciates how difficult it's been for you to give this testimony. That's all for this witness, Your Honor.
I have something to say, Your Honor. May I?
No, you may not. Please sit down.
But these proceedings are a travesty. Are we here to crucify Adam Chandler or to decide the fate of poor little Colby?
I've told you to sit down. I suggest you do it now.
Your Honor, I can't. In all good conscience, I can't. And believe me, once you hear what I have to say, there will be no doubt in your mind whatsoever as to where poor little baby Colby should be placed.
Jackson, no. You have to stop this. She can't take this stand. You have to stop her.
Order. I'll have order.
Ted, I think she knows.
Miss Kane, exactly on whose behalf are you here to testify? Dr. Martin or Mrs. Colby Chandler?
I'm here to testify on the behalf of truth, Your Honor. And Jake, I hope you know that I mean that. No, Jack, you've got to stop this. Go away.
Call your client, please.
Yes, Judge. Please.
No. Mr. Montgomery, do you wish to call Miss Kane as a witness?
No, Your Honor, not in the least.
Miss Coulson? There you have it, Miss Kane. As neither party agrees to call you, I cannot allow you to testify.
Of course you can, Your Honor. You're Judge Mayo. I understand you do pretty much what you like in
Miss
this courtroom.
Kane, I'm warning you.
For heaven's sakes, Your Honor, if this were a murder trial and I knew the identity of the killer, would you also throw me out?
But this is not a murder trial. Now, leave my courtroom or I'll hold you in contempt.
You cannot just kick me out as if I don't matter. I have very important information that could change the course of this entire
Get it through your head,
trial.
Miss Kane. You cannot testify today.
Well, if you won't allow me to take the witness stand, then I simply will speak from right here.
You will be silent.
Why is it that I am so misunderstood? My motives are completely
No. Shut up.
And yet I keep coming back to orders. Why do you think that is? Because I care.
Silence, order. Miss Kane, you are trying my patience.
Your Honor, I'm Erica Kane. Now, you can't just dismiss me. I have information. I can stop this hearing dead in its tracks, and I will.
Lieutenant Fry.
This entire custody hearing is a total farce.
Arrest this woman. Slap a gag on her if necessary.
How can you
Put her in lockup and charge her with contempt of court.
Come on, don't make this hard.
No, this is outrageous. Don't you know who I am?
Forgotten already. Take her away.
Adam! Jack!
What the hell was that all about?
Comic relief.
All right, everyone, we're moving on. And if I hear so much as a hiccup from any of you, I'll throw you in jail, too. Get it? Miss Coulson, please call your next witness.
I call Jillian Andrashi Martin.
And Jake told me that he wanted me to be happy because if I were happy, I could make a happy home for Colby. And that's when I knew that he would be the perfect husband and the perfect father for Colby.
Thank you, Mrs. Martin. I think that's all we need to know.
Oh, excuse me, I forgot to say that if Jake and I do get custody of Colby, I plan to join the PTA.
Well, I'm sure they'll be very pleased. Thank you. Cross, Mr. Montgomery.
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mrs. Martin.
Good afternoon.
Now, you told this court that you thought Jake Martin would be the perfect husband. Now, you've had some experience with husbands, haven't you? I mean, this is not the first time you've been married, is it?
No, it's not. So?
So, the first time you got married, you didn't get married for love, did you? You got married so you could get a green card, and stay in this country. Is that not true?
Yes.
You were so convincing that you actually fooled an agent from the Department of Immigration, a man by the name of Pinkerton, into believing that you two were actually in love.
We had to.
You had to lie. And in fact, you lied so well that you convinced a trained professional. So you would understand it if we in this courtroom, since you only married Jake Martin a few days ago, would be just a little bit suspicious that maybe this was just another marriage of convenience.
Yes.
To supply a ready-made mother for Colby and to make your second husband's custody case much stronger.
I love my husband with all my heart and soul.
Love my husband with all my heart and soul. Those very words you said to Mr. Pinkerton about your first husband. Let me ask you this. Has Dr. Martin promised you anything in return for your cooperation
Your Honor,
in this matter?
This line of questioning is immaterial. Mrs. Martin's character is not an issue in this case.
Oh, is that right? Well, you certainly made my client's husband's character an issue.
He's right, Miss Colston. You started it.
Thank you, Judge. Isn't it also true that when you were married to your first husband, you had an affair with a local prominent physician?
Yes.
And then there's the matter of the $100,000 that you received for doing what exactly? Well, that's why you became a fugitive from the law.
I did that because I loved my husband very much.
You loved him, the man you married to get a green card.
Yes.
Well, whether you loved him or not...
How much longer is he going to go on with this nonsense?
The life you've been leading has been...
No, you can't. Just end up downstairs like America. Look, I hate what he's doing as much as you do, but that's what lawyers do. I think he's just doing his job.
And a pretty ugly job it is, too, abusing a poor young woman that way.
But I've changed ever since I've known Jake. I look at things differently. I'm not the same person anymore.
Really? Since when? Since this morning? Since last week? Because up until very recently, Princess Jillian Andraschi was a very spoiled, very promiscuous young woman who married one man and slept with another.
I've already admitted that
What have you admitted exactly? Besides a profession of true love and an indication that you would like to one day join the PTA, what else have you told this court that would convince this court that you would be a better mother to Colby than Liza? Look at Liza. Look at her. Now you tell this court that you would be a better mother than the woman who carried this child, than the woman who gave birth to this child. Is that what your idea of love is? To tear a child away from her natural mother?
No, of course that's not what I want.
Would you please repeat your answer for this court? Didn't you just say that you don't think this child should be taken away from her natural mother? Isn't that correct?
Yes. No.
Yes, no? Which is it?
Look, I'm not as heartless as you make
Please.
it out to be.
Mrs. Martin, just answer the question.
I never wanted this to happen.
You never wanted what to happen?
Just say it, Jillian.
Is there some reason that you and Dr. Martin shouldn't have full custody of Colby?
No.
Well, now, you don't seem very sure.
Leslie, she needs some help.
Objection. Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Not to my satisfaction, Your Honor. Mrs. Martin is waffling on very direct, very simple questions.
Overruled, Miss Colson. Continue.
You seem a little upset.
I just don't like it when people are trying to put words into my mouth.
Well, then speak your mind. You don't want to be Colby's mother.
I do. And I want Jake to be her father. He deserves to be, no matter what.
Well, now, that's an odd thing to say. But Jake deserves to be Colby's father. He is Colby's father, isn't he?
I meant he deserves full custody.
But that's not what you said.
Maybe my English isn't what it's supposed to be, but I know what I meant.
Well, please take your time. Explain it to the court.
Adam Chandler wants to be Colby's father, but he would just treat her like another one of his possessions.
You have no idea what kind of father Adam Chandler would make to this
I know
child.
what it's like to have a selfish father. But I can assure you nothing compares to what Adam would be to Colby.
So you believe your husband Jake would be a better father to Colby than Adam Chandler would be?
Yes. Yes.
So you were asking us to conclude that since you are Dr. Martin's wife, that you would make a better mother for Colby?
prepared to be the best mother I can. That way, I know that I can't take Liza's place, and I wouldn't even try.
Are you aware what full custody means? That my client would lose her right to raise her own daughter?
I told you that's not what I wanted.
Well, then why are you here? Tell me, where do you think baby Colby should be, if not with her own mother?
With Jake.
And with you, his wife. And yet you hardly seem up to the task of raising a child, now do you?
Objection! Did someone hand out baseball bats at the door? This is beyond badgering a witness, Your Honor.
Watch your tone, Mr. Montgomery.
Yes. Judge, I will. Thank you. Does Colby deserve you as a mother?
She deserves the best I can give her.
The best you can give her. You have no children of your own. You have no experience with children whatsoever. And by your own admission, you've lived a life filled with deception. And yet you're asking this court to risk that your best is going to be good enough. I have no further questions.
Miss Colson?
Nothing further.
You may step down.
Excellent work.
Maybe we should call an ambulance. That was a train wreck. Why did you let her step down?
She's a mess, Jake. We don't need her doing any further damage.
Okay, you did the best you could.
I was a fool up there, Jake. Jackson just kept twisting things
Oh,
around.
he's a lawyer. He twists and futzes around with words and manipulates facts. That's what he does. Anything he can to win.
I can't believe you're not mad at me. He's made me look like this incompetent slut.
No, no. Everybody in there could tell how incredible you would be with Colby. Yeah.
You really think so?
Yes, I know so. Adam&Liza took some big hits from Dixie and Haley, so Jack had to get to come after you.
Oh, gee, you know, Jillian was barely breathing after what Jackson put her through.
He wouldn't be dredging up the past that way if he thought it was going to be an easy win. I think they're getting desperate.
She must love Jake very much to have withstood what Jackson put her through.
Who knows, maybe going through this ordeal will bring them closer together.
I'm feeling very optimistic, Jack.
Jack, you really were inspired.
Jillian was holding something back.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do. There was something she very badly wanted to tell.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, well, we're up after recess. We've heard all of their witnesses. I'd like to put you on the stand first. So why don't you take some time and collect yourself.
Yes, actually, if we have a minute, I'd like to tell you something.
Sure. Oh, Liza, surely I can stay and hear this.
This is between my lawyer and me. When I take the stand, Jack, I need you to ask me a very important question.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Mrs. Chandler, would you please state your name for the record?
Liza Colby Chandler.
Thank you. And Colby is your biological daughter, yes?
Yes, she is.
Could you describe to this court the love you feel for this child?
Well, it's the most all-consuming, deepest feeling I've ever known.
And what were the circumstances leading up to Colby's birth?
Well, I had decided that I wanted to be a mother. I wanted to have a child. And I deliberately set out to be a single mother.
How does one go about doing that?
Well, I went to a fertility clinic. And I was going to accept an anonymous donor. But then I had second thoughts, and I started looking into other options. And that's when One of my best friends, Jake Martin, offered to be a donor.
What was your response to his offer?
Well, I was amazingly, I just thought it was incredible. He was so generous. And Jake himself described the donation as a clinical procedure.
And that's why you agreed to his offer.
Well, yes. He had no interest, he said, in raising a child, and he appreciated my concerns, and I trusted him, so I accepted.
Liza, was any of this ever put into writing?
No. No, I didn't think I needed it. I took him at his word.
I have one last question for you, Liza. This court today has heard a lot of very negative things about your husband, Adam Chandler. I mean, it's safe to say that he hasn't been painted in a very favorable light. Let me ask you this. Would you leave Adam Chandler if that's the only way you would be allowed to keep your daughter Colby? So, Mrs. Chandler, you would leave your husband if it meant you could keep your daughter Colby?
Yes. If, after hearing my testimony, the court felt that it was in Colby's best interest to be with me and to never know Adam as a parental figure in her life, I would divorce him immediately.
I was hoping they ruled in favor of that, Adam.
Thank you, Liza. I have no further questions.
Miss Colson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mrs. Chandler, isn't it true that only a few hours ago, before court was in session, my client agreed to drop the custody suit if only you could guarantee that Adam would never be a part of Colby's life?
If I could guarantee, yes, we discussed that possibility.
But you didn't agree to leave Adam forever, did you?
We discussed ways to avoid this hearing.
Did you agree to leave your husband or not?
I didn't say anything.
You can't leave him, can you?
What do you mean?
Well, we've all heard what Adam Chandler is capable of. From Haley Vaughn, from Dixie Martin. Yet you've married the man not once, but twice.
I felt that I could bring out the best in Adam.
Well, I've got another word for it. Addiction. You're addicted to that man, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Your Honor, this is totally irrelevant.
I would take Colby and I would go to the far ends of the earth, away from Adam, if I felt that was what was best.
Oh, well, would you bother to tell Dr. Martin where you were going?
Of course I would.
Then why didn't you do that this past New Year's Eve? You ran away with Colby then, didn't you? How was the World Television Conference? It was in Monaco, right?
There was no television conference.
Which my client didn't discover until he tried to track you down. He didn't know where, or when, or if you were coming back with his child, did he?
No, he didn't.
That's why we're here, Mrs. Chandler. Your idea of shared custody stinks.
How could I be so stupid? Of course Jake was going to have a conversation with Leslie about me saying I would leave Adam.
Liza, your appeal to the judge is all that matters, and now she knows how far you're willing to go to raise Colby.
Don't you understand? It works both ways. She could also think I'm capable of kidnapping my own child.
Oh, Adam. I'm sorry, I'm so late. I got tied up at the gallery. All right, get your wits about you, because you're going to be next up on the stand. Oh, I'm ready. I just have to tell the truth, right? Yeah, well, the truth can be evasive in a custody hearing, especially in this custody hearing. Well, I'll just tell him what I know. That's all I can do. Yes, well, you know that I love Colby. And I know that you think Jake's a swell guy, but he's not Colby's natural father. What are you getting at? You have to do what's right. What's best for Colby, and that would be to tell the truth. The whole truth, even if it means exposing me as Colby's father. You mean tell him everything I know, no matter what they ask me. You can't do any less, can you, Stuart?
What are you whispering about out here?
Nothing.
Stuart, he's not encouraging you to testify that he's Colby's biological father, is he?
He was just telling me to tell the truth, the whole truth.
Listen, Stuart, I think that you should just answer Jackson and Leslie's questions, but you don't have to offer up any information, especially something that might damage me or Adam.
She's right, Adam. If the
judge finds out that you were a sperm switcher, she's not going to think you're one of the best dads in town. Forget about me. Just as long as you support Liza.
Well, of course he'll support Liza.
Liza's a wonderful mother. Colby couldn't have a better mother.
Thank you, Stuart. You're going to do just fine up there.
Stuart, have you observed your brother Adam with Colby?
Oh, yes. Yeah, many times.
And how is he with her?
Well, he's crazy about her. He loves to hold her and to make her laugh, watch her sleep. He's great with her.
How is Jake Martin with Colby, Mr. Chandler?
Oh, he's wonderful.
That's a strong endorsement.
Well, you only have to see Jake with Colby one time, and it's pretty obvious.
Knowing what you know about both of these men, who would be a better father for Colby? Adam Chandler or Jake Martin?
I'm not sure that's a fair question. Both Jake and Adam love Colby very much.
We're not trying to determine who loves her the most, but who would make the best father.
Can't you derail this?
No, she has established that Stuart knows both of you. That makes what he's saying relevant.
In your opinion, who is the best parent? Dr. Martin or Mr. Chandler?
I'm sorry, Adam. I think Dr. Martin would be the better father.
Why would you say that?
Because there's a lot more to being a father than biology. I have a son, and he's not mine by blood, but I'm all... I think I'm his father because I'm always there when he wants me to be there. At least I hope. I put him ahead everything. This whole custody hearing, I think, Judge, is very wrong. I think you should make the people go back to where it was. That's the best way for Colby.
That's a very astute observation, Mr. Chandler, but apparently that's not an option. Any more witnesses, Mr. Montgomery?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
The court would like to question a witness you haven't called. Adam Chandler, Jr.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I don't want my son involved in this mess.
He's only a boy, Your Honor. This could be very frightening for him.
I'm sensitive to your concerns, Mr. Chandler, but at 12 years old, your son already has perspective on what kind of parent you are, Mr. Chandler.
Please, Your Honor.
We'll be sensitive to your son's feelings. I'll clear the court.
You understand, I have to be here.
That's not a problem. Can you have him here in half an hour?
Yeah, I guess so.
Go get him, he'll be fine.
The court will be adjourned for 30 minutes.
Jack. The son can't take the stand against his own father, can he?
Who says it's going to be against you?
I'm sorry. I understand if you're angry.
No. My testimony went so badly. Yours didn't harm us at all, Stuart.
If you don't mind, I'm going to go back to the gallery. This trial's been very upsetting.
Okay, darling, you go on. You go ahead.
I don't know how I feel about the judge calling Junior. Seems so unnecessary.
Yeah, especially since Liza's just weakened her own case.
Yeah, and Stuart's on our side, man. This thing should be a lock.
I feel for Junior, but my heart goes out to Liza and Stuart. It was very classy of her to let us have Colby last Christmas. Don't think we'll have those good feelings anytime soon.
Look, Jake, you're doing everything that you have to do, but unfortunately, in this case, everyone's going to lose something.
I know, but Colby's got the most to lose if I didn't do anything.
Tad, could I speak to you for just a moment?
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, you kill him.
Well, it looks like your brother's winning at the moment, but it's still very early in the game. Why the hell haven't you told him? Jake will eventually find out that he's not Colby's father.
Yeah, well, eventually is the key word in that sentence, isn't it, Adam? Hopefully, after he wins full custody, and you won't be able to interfere in Colby's life anymore.
He won't feel any better for being lied to, even if he wins.
I'll risk it. Because after he does win, you can whine all you want about DNA and paternity tests, but you'll have to do it from the inside of a jail cell.
Does Julian seem okay to you, Dad?
She's got a lot of dignity, but I think she's feeling vulnerable right now. Try and be reassuring.
I will. All that stuff about Hayward and Ryan has no bearing on who she is now. Outside of Mom, she's the sweetest, most honest woman I know.
Oh, I just feel so ashamed. Oh, please, I want you to stop thinking like that right away.
You're not embarrassed to have me as your daughter-in-law?
Oh, come on.
I just feel like the world's worst stepmother, worst wife.
Now, darling, look, you know, Jake, Jackson has a job that sometimes forces him to become very nasty. But as far as you are concerned, we feel blessed to have you in the family.
Oh, Mrs. Martin, you were too nice.
You know, Mrs. Martin, you were very, very sweet. And we are so happy for you and Jake, and nothing will ever change that.
Dad's staring at me.
Listen, I don't want you to worry about a thing. You understand? All you gotta do is speak from the heart and tell the truth. You're gonna be fine.
I wanted us all to sit together privately. You're not on trial here, Junior, and whatever you say in this room won't be repeated, okay? And your mother will stay right here with you. Now, you know what's going on with Colby, right?
It's a custody fight.
That's right. Now, I'm going to ask you a few questions. You answer the best you can. You live with your mother and stepdad, right?
Yeah, but I still see my real dad.
Can you tell me about your real dad?
I love him.
Well, that's good. Now, some people have told me that he can be controlling sometimes. Do you understand what I mean by that?
Well, he always wants to get his own way.
Yeah.
Well, he can be quite powerful, so sometimes he's like that.
Has he ever used his power in a way that has upset you?
Well, he's sneaky sometimes.
Can you give me an example?
It's okay, honey. You go ahead and say whatever's on your mind. He tried to send me away to boarding school without asking me if I wanted to go or not. And without telling my mom.
And how did that make you feel?
Just didn't like the fact that he tried to trick us.
And how did you react to that?
I ran away. But not far. And I didn't mean to scare anybody. I just wanted to stay in Pine Valley with my mom and with Tad.
And how do you feel about your father now?
I still love him.
And after the trick with the boarding school, do you feel safe with him?
Honestly, I can be afraid of him sometimes.